Now I want you to look at this water for a second. Just look at it. Now ask yourself, honestly, would you swim in that? Could you swim in that? Beaver! So much more important. Yeah, you want to swim like that beaver? That's why we need canoes. Go beaver, go. Go. Oh, it's going to Beaver Island. Oh, hi. As early as 300 years ago, early voyagers were asking themselves these questions every day. Can I get across this river? Can I go across that lake? And they all needed one tool, the canoe. Look at that! Look at that! Look at this! Now most of you should know what a canoe is. I know I do, but for those of you who were raised in the desert, a canoe is basically a long, flat banana-shaped piece of wood that is carved and made kind of like a mini boat. So here's an example of a canoe. You can see the shape, very boat-like. This is actually a birch bark canoe, and this is pretty close to what the traditional Native Americans were using. So, ideally, Indians would traditionally use birch bark. Birch bark is lightweight, and it don't break. So many elements of a superb vessel that could glide through water stealthily and easily that early voyagers took advantage of this and used it everywhere.
This is either madness or brilliance.
It's remarkable how often those two traits coincide.
But canoes weren't just used for traveling around. Some may be thinking, well, you probably don't need a canoe. I mean, you could just tread through this water, long pans. Really, if you're thinking about it realistically, I'm talking 50-foot rivers, big lakes. Yeah, to travel faster, would you really take all those windy routes on foot? Canoes also help people get downstream fast enough to get that bear or get that antelope. Another concept of the canoe is it helped people create things so they wouldn't need canoes. For example, when making a bridge, you can't just build a bridge, get on it, build more bridge, get on it, build more bridge, get on it. It has to have a structure. And to do this, you'd have to have water crossings. One thing about the canoe is it did help groups travel. Helped people explore and expand and conquer the last free parts of the world. Now, there are good things to this, of course, but also the people who were previously in those lands, I'm going to use an example of the Native Americans. They had canoes, but then again, so did the rest of the world. Boat evolution happens, and we can see ships and mayflowers and whatnot going to land. Maybe those crossings from Europe to New America did cause some problems, but you can't blame the canoe. So here's an example. I'm Lewis, he's Clark, exploring the world. So what do we do when we come across that? Well, we can't do anything. We can't swim. We can't even tie our shoe! Hey Lewis, try and cross. So what do we need? We need Sacagawea, not only for her knowledge and guidance, but for her knowledge and tools. What do we need to cross this river? What? That's right, Lewis and Clark did need canoes, and so did the rest of the world. Now think about it. Would you be here without the canoe? Would anyone be here without the canoe? It's very important to what the world is today.